Honorable members, the House now resumes. I now call on Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Finance, for presenting us these budget estimates. Honorable Speaker, I want to be guided by this statement from 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. The Minister of Finance, during the tabling of the estimates before 𝒂𝒄𝒄, indicate errors from the submission made to the National Assembly on some budget entities and implored on 𝒂𝒄𝒄 to take notes on the revised submission. Having taken cognizance of this, Honorable Speaker, I was all along doing my scrutiny on the previous estimates being given to us. As a matter of fact, I was trying to make some reconcile about the previous one I was having and this one. So I was able to notice some changes in terms of some of the budget line in the defense. But having said that, this is the very budget estimate that was given to members, especially me. All the bilaterals that I did, or we did as a committee, it was between us and the ministries and department concerned based on that estimate. I was unable to go deeply to scrutinize the current one or the one that has been given to us today. Based on that, all the submissions I will be doing may not be that much fundamental or do justice to this budget, to the budget that the 𝒂𝒄𝒄 have presented this morning. Honorable Speaker, the main essence of the budget is to cater the needs, aspirations of Gambian people. In essence, the budget is the nucleus or the nerve center of this country. Our country development projects, our life and livelihood depends on this budget. So it will be very improper if two documents were presented that have some fundamental errors. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, in the budget that I conducted bilateral with the Human Rights Commission, the submission that they did with that of the Minister of Finance, there is significant reduction of their budget. And that was put to us as a committee. We will definitely appeal to the Minister of Finance to augment that of Human Rights Commission budget. A simple fact of this is we are now living in a democratic state. And in a democratic state, fundamentally the rights need to be checked. And this is a very institution that was established by this National Assembly to look into the rights, fundamental rights of every citizen and non-citizen living in this country. But they cannot do this when their budgets that have been presented to you have been cut. We understand the ministry's idea that we work towards reducing our deficit, which is a good way, but there are some institutions that are very important in terms of their contribution towards maintenance of certain values within our country. Honorable Speaker, the bilateral we have conducted with the Minister of Defense, we made some saving, and these savings, as the FPAC report indicated, is directed towards arm and ammunition to be given to them for them to purchase arm and ammunition, not defense, interior. Honorable Speaker, in our engagement with the Minister of Defense, it comes to the attention of the committee members, it is the primary responsibility of the government to keep the armed officers in the barracks. But due to insufficient resources, we now have an agreement with them that their rates should be cut, should be reduced, so that most of them could have their way in the barracks or settle in the barracks. Basically, Honorable Speaker, as I said, several cuts were made in the ministries and departments, and I have seen the FPAC reports that some department or some committees are suggesting that some of the cuts that were made should be, that is an agreement of all of us, should be within the other budget lines within the departments or ministries. But having said that, we also avert our mind to the policy of the ministry to reduce the deficit. It will be very prudent if the cuts and the savings that were made can be used in order to reduce that deficit. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Busumbala. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Fonyi-Kansala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also thank the Minister for fulfilling his mandate. Honorable Speaker, I believe a budget should be of importance to the lives and livelihood of us, the Gambian people.
Motion, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, we believe that.
All right, Honorable Member for Kansala.
Sorry, okay.
Just give us a minute. Somebody, Banjul, is it Banjul North?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to move a motion for us to extend this assembly business to sit beyond 6 o'clock, please.
Can you amend it? Because people are saying we sit to finish.
No. To sit beyond 6.
Don't finish.
Yeah, to complete business, please.
It's been moved that we sit beyond 6 to finish business. Any seconder? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion for us to sit beyond 6 to complete business. Thank you.
Honorable members, it's been moved and seconded that we sit beyond 6 to complete today's business. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Member for Councillor, can you continue?
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We believe as a nation, we will only make progress if department, institutions, or ministries are laid in budget lines, and in which the Finance Minister has heavily led for 2024. Honorable Speaker, the Minister had informed us one thing that is fundamental, that is tax revenue. This is something that is the driving force of the economy of the Gambia. And we believe as 2024 approved budget, about 17 billion plus. So then now we have an increase of 22 billion in 2024. We are putting these test trials to the Minister of Finance. In this increment, what had your ministry put in place to make sure it assures this revenue line, that they'll work heavily in making sure it is attained? And if it is attained, what strategy would it be put in place to make sure the Ministry of Finance take up with GRA to make sure not only year in, year out, taxing GRA, come with this amount, but there must be proper tools, apparatus that are available to make sure we could see a trajectory move in this country in terms of revenue generation and revenue mobilization. We believe if GRA is more empowered and also put to test a lot of revenues leakages, uncollected issues, are all manifesting in all sectors. So we want your guidance in this. Why pegging this amount? Year in and year out in the budget, GRA is pegged. Give us this, give us this, give us this, give us this. Why pegging them into one statutory amount? Honorable Speaker, in areas of health, hospitals, as we all know, we will not depend on donors or aids to make our hospitals better. We will only do so if resources are available amicably to see that development. We are told by the report of FPAC that the Ministry of Health, FPAC is tasking Minister of Finance to create a development budget line for hospitals. So are we saying those budget lines are cut off? And if so, why? Looking at the cognizant aspect of some of those hospitals, you go to their wards, you go to their outpatient departments, you would see a lot of dilapidated structures that will not even welcome patients. So if we are only depending either World Bank or so-and-so will do X, Y, Z, are we not risking our hospital? If that doesn't work, what will be the next move for that sector? So, Minister of Finance, assist us in this. Honorable Speaker, one of my colleagues, I don't want to dwell much onto RBF, resource-based financing. It is doing very well. You go to all hospitals, a lot of changes we see in those hospitals. But we have to be frank to ourselves, as a nation and as a country. Something that is good, that is making changes to that sector, to those hospitals, we believe you could do it more better in terms of trying to bring substitution. Honorable Honorable Speaker, we want the Minister of Finance to investigate this. Is it a substitution of RBF to insurance? We want to know. If it is so, we are also putting this test trial to the Committee of Health that don't sell your good friend that have stood with you to a new friend that you don't even know his position. So we believe RBF will be of importance, and RBF should be here to stay. And we believe with RBF, the changes that we are seeing in those health centers and hospitals is a sign that is very, very clear. So changing it or bringing notion, beautifying with words and policies or programs, it's not the best way. And we believe as Minister of Finance, you're here for the country. As a ministry, put us in the right direction in making sure we see this RBF becoming a tool that is making a global change in the health sector. And we believe it is best interest of our health sector. And we task this committee, the health committee, to follow this and make sure they could also participate in making sure they do justice to this. Honorable Speaker, I move to foreign affairs. As I do always tell people, these are embassies that are outside the Gambia. I think we should put a mechanism away in Masin that will now be able to weigh each and every of those foreign services to see what are they participating to our country's development. The ones that are doing more, we assist them. The ones that are doing less, we cut down their budget for the betterment of this country. The chunk of our finance that is going to those institutions is of millions. So I believe we will only be saying, I have an embassy in XYZ, I have an embassy in this area, when it's not contributing. We will not be having areas where we said you have embassy XYZ when that embassy is not bringing productiveness in terms of our economic. Those adages are gone. And as representative of the people, we have to make sure we use mechanisms to put in place to make sure those foreign services